Well, hello, beautiful human. I am Zach. That is Dan.
Yes, it is.
And we welcome to the studio our friend, Awsten
Which one do I look at?
of Waterparks.
There's more cameras now.
It's all different.
Yeah, everybody. We all got more handsome too.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I've been trying to lose a lot of weight.
No, everybody in here looks very good, and I love your hair. I was just saying that.
Thanks. I like yours. Yours pops more than mine, though.
We could fix that. I could dye it.
I could just dump some red on mine, and we could be twins.
Honestly, like I was actually saying earlier to someone, I went and got coffee, and they were asking about, like, you know, if the red is hard to keep up. I'm like, not at all, and it's really easy to do. Like I was thinking about doing a dark red. I'm like, you could do that immediately because their hair was already like kind of bleached.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, if you want to have like a light color hair, you got to make it white. You got to have that toning in there. But if you just want red, it's easy. It could be like orange as shit. You know, you could do like the worst bleach. You could still get red on there.
Just dump a color on it and changes the whole thing.
Yeah.
You've really become a master at dyeing your hair. And
I've been doing it forever. Like before anyone knew who we were.
100%. In a very intrinsic way. I mean, dude, very complicated, some of your designs.
Oh, I didn't do those. Those, so the print that was on the sides and back, like last
Crazy.
album cycle, I could never do that on my own.
Wait, are you doing this on your own?
This one, yeah, so like basically what happens is Bree, the girl that does my hair, shout out, Bree, she'll like bleach it and do all the stuff, and then I'll just keep up with it for as long as I can until my roots are like this long, and then I'm like, I gotta go back and she's gonna yell at me.
It matches this color.
It really does, doesn't it?
Is that done strategically?
I mean, this one just felt right. It felt red, and so, I mean, you know what I mean? Like last cycle, I wanted it every conceptual. I'm gonna take these headphones off. I hate hearing myself.
Is
like
that
imagine
true?
having a normal conversation in real life. You can like hear yourself.
Oh, it's all I
back, you know?
do. I love it.
Really?
I love hearing myself.
I like hearing me sing.
Really?
Maybe I should sing all this. Put some auto-tune on it.
Yeah.
When she does my hair. No. What the fuck are we talking about?
We're talking about
The hair colors matching the albums.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just, I mean, we've talked about it. I've got the synesthesia shit, and I mean, it's always helped kind of separate cycles or eras or whatever, if you will.
So what about this album is red?
I mean, shit, we're getting right into it. Okay, let's go for it.
Taylor
So, it's very red to me because so much of the lyrical content is either extremely aggressive or like kind of like hypersexual or like, you know, just like it's like all the things that are like very red colors or like red themes. You know what I mean? Like if you look up like what does red represent? I'm like, holy shit, it's like the whole album.
Do you see red after it's done or while you're making it?
Both.
What's
It becomes more clear when it's done. But like,
No, are you thinking about somebody? I have a bunch of different questions.
yeah.
Obviously. But like,
By the way, you're such a good fucking interviewer. I'm not even just saying that because we're on your show.
well,
I was talking to somebody about that the other day. It was like, I'm excited to do this because, like, I've done a lot recently, and no shade to anybody, but like, you are so like knowledgeable on the people you talk to, and it's very natural.
Well,
you know what I mean?
very nice of you to say. He does a lot of work too.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
No, to be
You're like, I
honest,
just show up and be blonde.
Yeah. I just smile.
I'm the blonde one. I don't have to do anything.
I'm the blonde girl.
he's the pretty one here. No, it really means a lot. Thank you very much.
Of course.
But your music, I mean, here's the deal. Like, we could do only so much, so it really does take two to tango. So you make this really fun, and also you release music that is really fucking interesting and incredibly vivid. And, like, I mean, just right off the bat, like, Funeral Grey,
Yeah.
like, who is there anybody spit you want to baptize yourself in?
Yeah.
Like, who?
His. No. I mean, too quick. No, man, I appreciate everybody that likes the stuff that I make very much, but it's also a double-edged sword. And we've talked about this before. And anyone in my life in that involved in that capacity, like a partner or whatever,
Yeah.
I try and keep that as insulated as possible. You know, I try and keep those things separate because people can be a lot.
Yes, but somebody is going to hear that out there
Mm-hmm.
and be like, okay, twofold. I just want to know if it's ripped from some sort of reality or like who is the real you, right? Is the real you represented in this music? Like, what's your original hair color?
It's like my eyebrows.
Brown?
Like dark brown.
When's the last time your hair was dark brown?
At the end of 2020, I cut all my hair off. The green. Yeah. I let it grow like crazy, and it was bothering the shit out of me because I hate when my hair touches my neck. You know what I mean?
What about that?
It just bothers me. Like, feels like I'm like wearing like a wool turtleneck. I want to cut it. And anyway, so I did, and I left it brown for like a couple weeks. It was really nice.
Why'd you go back to color?
I mean, it just needed to happen. It needed to have that needed to start over, have that kind of rebirth or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the green with the roots that were this long was like my depression hair. You know, my 2020 hair.
I totally get that.
Yeah. So I kind of had to start it over.
But like, how much of this album is genuinely you?
What do you mean?
Right? Like okay. The lyrical content's hypersexual.
Mm.
It is incredibly intense.
Mm-hmm.
It's also incredibly catchy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like this whole mixed bag.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to decipher, like, is there a character that you play between the music you put out there and the person who sits here today? Or is it still like you, but in an exaggerated way? Do you get what I'm saying?
I do. I think it's me in ways that haven't necessarily been fully expressed before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think, okay, so to kind of provide a bigger picture look at it, conceptually, a lot of this album has to do with overcoming like religious guilt. That's been like built in and kind of like that you've like grown with. And it's like, especially with 2020 and like having in like 2020, like the years of being inside, it gives you so much time to reflect on yourself and like too much time to learn about yourself. And what I've found through doing a shocking amount of therapy is that so many of the things that I, struggle with or whatever, so many of the things are rooted. Like you go and you find the root so you can try and like, get rid of it. And so much of it is rooted in like religion and like things I've learned in that. You know what I mean? Because we were talking about it earlier.
It's interesting.
Grew up, in Texas and went to church a lot and stuff.
So what is your relationship with religion today?
That's tough. It's interesting because just because you're able to identify something, like an issue or a problem or like the source of it, doesn't necessarily mean it's like fixed. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean like just because you identify it, it's like now it's unlearned, now it's out, now you've pulled it. So
awareness is like step number 1,
right? But like the other day, for example, and this is, I didn't even mention this to anybody, but like I was driving to therapy, and I was I'm always early because I hate being late. I fucking hate being late. And I was like, driving around, and for like a second, I saw a church, and I just went and like pulled over and kind of sat by it, and I was just sort of like, on my phone and whatever, and I was just like, huh. Because, before, even like 16, 17, stuff like that, like when I'd be like really depressed or like, going through some shit, I would still go to like a church sometimes and just kind of like sit outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
But it's like, it's very conflicting because at the same time, it's like, there's an infinite number of fucking problems with not necessarily religion, but organized religion or church. You know what I mean? There's everything's got its issues, but especially on that side of it, that it's a conflicting thing because it's like technically something that you should or used to find comfort in.
So you don't go and you just sit outside?
Yeah.
So do you find comfort in the church or the act of being able to go somewhere in general?
I guess just go somewhere because like...
Or the church has just historically over the course of your life been a place that you've gone to.
Yeah, and it's really weird. Like I don't necessarily go like seek it out anymore. Like when we were making the first album, I was so fucking depressed, and like I would always be we stayed in 2 different spots. One was like a real shitty like motel, and the other was a real tiny Airbnb, like maybe it was like an apartment, half the size of this room. And there was like,
ew.
Yeah, oh, it was nasty. It was in Hollywood, and it's like the fold out bed, fold out couch, and there was like a why am I blanking? The table that you can like fold down, but it's like one of those. And I would always be up early, and I would just like walk around, and sometimes I would even just go and like sit at a church and just be like, all right, you know what I mean?
Like, do you pray while you're there?
I used to.
When did you stop praying?
Shit. Oh, Mom, if you're watching this, turn it off. No, I don't know. Like, I think it just kind of shifted more so to like the universe or something.
Yeah, I understand that.
You know what I mean? Like some like law of attraction type stuff, or it's
hyper similar.
It's easier that way, I think.
I grew up pretty religious too. I went to Catholic school for a really long time, and I really got into it, and altar boy, the whole thing.
Whoa. Nice.
Yeah, like really learned what it meant to like put on a mass and all the different stages of it and the whole thing. And definitely got rid of that in my life. But also started believing more in the universe,
Yeah.
Spirituality just took on a different form.
Yeah.
But I do... What is your biggest question? Like, or do you get any answers about your relationship with religion through crafting this body of work and actually like seeing it in the flesh?
I mean, it's cathartic in a way to kind of put it out there. You know what I mean? And it's cliche, but people are like, you shouldn't hold on to things. You shouldn't like hold things inside. But I mean, it's true. Like, I think feeling, or I guess kind of forcing yourself to be a little more open about it, or like embrace the things that you felt guilt over in the past. Like, especially in such a, like a public, artistic expression, it kind of, I don't know if it's like exposure therapy or like making things feel more normal, but it definitely helps in some kind of way.
Did you feel like you were brainwashed?
I mean, in certain ways, yeah, definitely.
It is true.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it works a little bit.
It has to. It's the only way, like, 'cause, I mean, you start looking around, like, at all, and you're like, wait, I've got some questions, and all the questions are, like, if all the ones that can't be answered, it's like, it's faith. And after a while, you're like, that can only work for so long,
It's true. Like, does therapy help you get this album done?
I think so.
How special of a process is that? Like, you really gone.
I mean, going to therapy or finishing the album?
I mean, both, honestly.
Let's see.
Like, this, you commit to things, though.
I really do. Like, big time.
You're a kid, like, when you want to play fucking tennis, you started playing tennis.
Played 2 days ago for the first time in a second, because, we did so many tours and everything. Got home, and was like, there's so much work to do, da-da-da-da-da. And I played for the first time a few days ago. My legs are still like a little bit sore. It's crazy.
But like you like acquire skills, or like
Yeah.
I feel like you get very like you won't stop until it's either finished or you're the best.
Yeah, don't half-ass anything. Like, otherwise, why are you doing it?
So, I mean, that principle definitely carries into therapy.
It does.
Because a lot of people start and then stop.
I
like,
commit straight up. He's like, you need to. I mean, and sometimes
He's like, you need to be here 5 days a week, and you're like, make it 6.
No, I mean, okay. The most I've ever gone in a week is like 4.
Holy shit!
I've done that a few times.
I had 2
Those are
therapists.
bad weeks. Those are bad weeks where I'm just like, and I'm like, like just angry, like,
God,
alone.
just send him your paychecks.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
You write better songs when you're in a good place or a bad place?
Ooh, I've actually thought about that a few times, like a lot, because I think if you're good at your craft, you can make good shit out of anything. But I feel like there are certain, and it depends on the day, but there are certain energies I like to, or like that I enjoy more as far as like performing live.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Like when I'm like really angry or feeling like really petty, I'm gonna make some stuff that's amazing, like so fun to do live.
Is that like real super dark? You seem pretty angry in that one.
Yeah, that one was just like, that one was interesting because I made that instrumental either the end of 2019 or early 2020, and I tried making the lyrics for that so many times, and they were never right. They were like they would be like too dark, or like I would be like, I'd be looking at it like, this seems a little too vague. I don't fuck with that. Like, because at the end of the day, or I mean, not everybody, but I feel like we have to kind of A&R ourselves a bit, you know? Because, like, nobody knows what you're trying to accomplish except for you. And you have to, but to do that, you have to be so objective. You know, it's like, it's crazy because Waterparks is my favorite band. I'm the biggest fucking stan. Like, I'm so up Waterparks' ass, right? But I have to be able to look at anything that's not out or something that might come out and be like,
is it the best?
Is it the best? Did I do the best? Is this better than everything else that has come out? Would I feel like apprehension if somebody wanted me to write out a lyric for a tattoo? You know? Like, because, I mean, there were times, like, you know, when we were on the first album, we met a lot of people, and sometimes they would be like, hey, can you write out a tattoo for me? And I'd be like, sure. And I'd be like, you want that? I mean, I would do it. You know, It's like, you know, their body, it's what they want. But I was like, man, I need to keep that in mind. Like, every line needs to be tattoo worthy.
Well, but you being so, you are Waterpark. You are it. Like, so obviously you're the most intimately familiar with it.
Yeah. But it's like, I like to create stuff when I'm alone, especially. Like, it's still very fun I've gotten way more open with, like, collaborating and, like, working with people and stuff like that. Just because I think after so many albums, you're like, okay, I know what I can do on my own. Let's see what I can do if I bring in people that are better than me at this, and this.
And I'm going to talk about Black Bear in a sec, but I want to go back to Real Super Dark.
Yeah.
You have the instrumental years ago, but the lyrics don't come, until fairly recently.
Yeah.
There is some belief, though, that, like, you just didn't have the story that was meant for that until that moment.
Yeah, because I was like, this is one of the coolest instrumentals, like, ever made. The lyrics have to be just as crazy and cool.
And you can't rush that, and I think there's a larger power.
And I tried.
Play there.
I tried. I would have the instrumental going, and like I was just walking around my apartment. Like, you know, I'd have the mic just in the middle of the room. I'd be walking around cleaning, just like singing shit. You know, just like gibberish or like random phrasings or words or whatever. And you know, I'd listen back to it on a walk or something. And it's just like, no, none of it's like none of these ideas or none of these lines are enough of like, they just weren't right.
So what changes? What sparks? What happens in your life?
So, like I said, I like to work alone on a lot of things unless I really trust the person. And my friend Joe, he lives up in Long Island, but I made You Be Paranoid 2 with him, and he helped on See You in the Future. And he's just a very good, like, I can go to him for like an outside look because he's like, one, which is I think the most important, he'll fucking hype you up. He's like, this shit is da da da, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, yeah, and it's kind of contagious. And then he's like, but he's also he's very like wise and objective, but he like keeps things kind of fun. And he's like, I think what you should do, because I showed him the instrumental. I've sent him like a million ideas for it, and he's like, dude, you need to make this one a little bit more fun. This one needs to be kind of like early Eminem that's not like stabbing women. You know what I mean? Like, you need to like tap into like a kind of cartoonish energy. And
now that you mention that, I hear it.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's like some like My Name Is type shit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you mean Benji's fucking, it's like, you know, I want to speak to your manager. Oh, you mean Benji's fucking busy because I just drove through AP on fucking jet ski. You know, like, it's like a whole, like bombastic, larger than life, crazy character version of you. You know what I mean?
So what do you turn on to get there?
Inner child. You know what I mean? Like, what is your inner child? It's like drive through a fucking magazine on a brand new jet ski, dude. That's what 8-year-old me would like try and draw when you'd be drawing like comics in class and shit. You know what I mean?
You're drawing jet skis?
I mean, I would try. It would look really shitty. I can't draw jet skis probably. I don't think I can draw. I'm bad at dogs and cats too.
Was Otto happy that you name dropped him in that song a couple times?
You know, he was just like, okay. He was like, sure, good.
He's an interesting character, isn't he?
Yeah, your relationship with him is so fascinating.
He's so weird. He's such a weird dude. Like, you know, I mean, we've talked about him. He doesn't like have any socials.
No, he's so
if
weird.
I FaceTime him, it needs to be after like 3 p.m. his time. And even if I do, it's like dark. And he's like, hello. I'm like, get up. It's day. Day is half done. Get up. You know, he's like on his baseball team.
What?
He's on a baseball team.
Sick.
He's been doing baseball for like years now. He got me a jersey for, he was on a team called the Scorpions. I was like, I want a jersey so bad. And he got me one.
What's it like building an album with someone like him? Because, like, does he ever get in the same room with you and you guys actually do it together?
Yeah, well, so usually what happens, because, well, you know, he still lives in Houston.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whenever I feel like a demo's in a really cool spot, I'm like, check it, you know? And sometimes he's like, I don't know. You know, but if he's not into it, he's just kind of more quiet, and I'm like, fuck.
Do you need him to be into it to go forward with something?
Yes and no. Like, sometimes I'm like, you don't see it, but you will. Like, you don't see it yet, but, like, let me get in the studio with Zach and, like, really fucking flesh it out, other Zach. But, like, also, yeah, shout out Zach Cervini. Big shout out. Sometimes after, you know, we do a run-through with Zach and, like, things get kind of a little more realized or tightened up, he's like, oh.
He gets it.
Yeah, and then when it, like, so he'll get all the demos, he'll get all the solo drums, and sometimes he's like, that's fucking stupid, because I'm not really like a drummer. And he's like, that's not a beat. And I'm like, fine. And, you know, he'll like make his versions of that, and he'll throw in his fills, and he'll kind of, because it's one thing, and it was weird earlier on to try and, you know, make demos, you know, I just work so much better alone. If I can just zone out and be in that flow, that's when a song gets done. But if I'm like sitting there and we're like, now for what's the next part? Like,
So at like what stage do you bring other people in?
once the demo's done.
So are you getting with a producer and they're playing you beats? Are you making your own
No.
stuff?
I started at home. Like, I record at home a lot. That especially started with I mean, fucking obviously, like, greatest hits. But you know, because I've been making demos since like 2014, and like at home. But I mean, I've gotten better at it. I've been able to progress in in like 9 years or whatever.
So you really aren't writing with anybody.
So here's the thing, though. I don't want to say never, because like I said, I've been more open to it lately.
What is it like working with Black Bear?
It's cool. I mean, honestly, I sent him the song, and I was just like, check this shit, da-da-da. And he was like, this is fucking awesome. Like, oh my God, this is like the tightest shit, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, amazing, cool. And I was like, let's do it. And the way it works, like, you know, because artist's brain is so like everybody's everywhere. You know what I mean? All the time. Like, it's so scattered.
That's true.
And everyone's so busy. I didn't hear from him for like a month, maybe month and a half. And I was just like, oh, maybe it's just one of those, you know, one of those things where it's like, let's do it. And then we just don't do it. And I'm like, that's okay. Yeah. We were in Europe, and it was the last day of the See You in the Future tour. We were in Amsterdam. I was on the bus, and he hit me and was like, dude, we got to do this fucking song, and you got to come do my tour, and you got to da-da-da-da-da. And I was just like, shit. I was like, okay, well, we have to miss like the first part because we're doing the My Chem dates. But I was like, I was like, let me see how much we can do. So I, you know, hit booking like right away. I was like, yo, let's do some of this Black Bear tour, da-da-da. And he was like, and we're going to do this with the song, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, great, we're fucking back on. So go to my hotel. It's maybe 3 a.m. at that point. And so I go to sleep, and then I woke up the next morning, I see at like 3:10, he sent his verse.
Oh shit.
And I was like, shit. But I know if I had like heard it,
You couldn't.
I wouldn't have been able to sleep. No, so it's a good thing. But I was just like, oh, you know, because it starts with like it's slow. It's like da 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 da, and then But like then the melody switch ups and everything, I'm just like, oh shit. And so over the next like day and a half, it's just like sending over different, like voice memos with like different versions.
Did you give him those?
Yeah. And so I was like on the plane flying back, on like the long ass flight. I'm like, what if you were like this? And he's like, what if it's like this and this? And I'm like, yeah, I like that one. It's
sick.
That was wild. Yeah.
I mean, it's cool to work with somebody who's as receptive as that.
I know. It was very nice. Like, because I've been a fan of him for so long. Like, it was either like late 2016, early 2017, I started listening to him. And I was just like, man, his melodies are just fucking unmatched. And so when he's like, this is fucking amazing. This is like my favorite feature I've done. Da, 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 da. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go.
That's validating.
Yeah, he's like, dude, he's like, it was so funny. He was like, my wife doesn't give a shit about any of this, but she's like freaking out over this verse right now. It's so good. I'm like, good. That's a great sign.
Damn.
Didn't you also work with Julian Bunetta, who's like Mr. One Direction?
That's what I was going to say. I was like, okay. War. So I normally, my bad, don't like, I like to work alone, like I said, but being more open, I've kind of like gotten, I guess, more chances. I feel like management used to just pass on like writing things because I was just like, no. I was like a fucking nerd purist about it, where I was just like, no, if everything isn't 1000% only you no matter what, you're a bitch. It was like, you know what I mean? It was like a nerd about it.
Why though?
Stupid punk ethos that don't matter.
You know what I mean? That's like a lot of pressure to put on yourself too.
It is. Well, dude, it's such a crazy thing that like when you look back, even just 15 years, how different the mentality is around alternative music. Like, I remember Fall Out Boy and Green Day and everybody getting called like all kinds of crazy shit, but like the thing was like they're a fucking sellout.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And now, Fall Out Boy can post like, we have a song in the Fortnite game. And people are like, that's sick. You know what I mean? But like,
it's a different world.
Fully different.
No, people get applauded for going after the bag.
Yeah, no, and so that's what I'm like, dude, that's like we've done random fucking collab things too. I think one was like, it was like Canon or Polaroid or some shit. I was like, yeah, of course I'll fucking do that. Let's go. But if this was like 10 years ago, people would be like,
loser.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, so you're a fucking poser, huh?
So how do you get with Mr. One Direction?
So, yeah, management hit me and was like, hey, so Julian Bunetta wants to know if you want to do some songs. And I was like, hang on. I was like, I know who that fucking is. Like, I'm just making sure I'm right. And I was like, he's written like, out of my like top 30 songs, he's written like 5 of them. I was like, oh my God, he has credit on like, it's literally at like 95% of One Direction's entire discography. Mm-hmm. He fucking wrote Olivia. And I was just like, he wrote Olivia. When am I leaving? Like, he lives in Nashville. Let's fucking go. And first thing we made was fucking Butts. And I was just like, all right. Next thing we made was slightly better. Then made Brainwashed.
Wow.
And then we made Funeral Grey.
Oh, shit.
Are they related, those two songs?
I think so.
Me too.
Yeah, because it's like Funeral Grey is like the meeting, Brainwashed is like the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
It's like settling a little bit, but like spending more time with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and now knowing that they came from the same writer and the same kind of session, it all kind of ties together even more.
Dude, and they tie together sonically too, like not just conceptually, because both of them were just made on that little toy guitar.
Was it like a ukulele?
So there's a difference between a ukulele and like a little mini guitar, because the ukulele's got the 4 strings, like a bass kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And then the regular guitar still has the 6. And I was playing it. I was like, this is incredible. And so, yeah, we did the Brainwashed hook. And then I went back to my hotel and I just sat there I was listening to the voice memos maybe a week ago. And I was just like, because I just have it on loop with the instrument. Like, it'd be like instrumental and then chorus. And I'm like, open again. You know what I mean? Like, it was like the whole like vibe. And then, so I came back the next day with the verses and bridge. And it was like, in the bridge, it's like, oh my God, what the fuck? Why am I blanking on my own song? But I made like a Stockholm Syndrome reference.
It's really good.
Because I love that song by One Direction. And he wrote on it. And so I was like, He was like, Stockholm, do you want to keep me on lock though? And I kind of was like looking at him to see if he would acknowledge it. Didn't acknowledge it, and I was just like, that's okay. It's just for me. Yeah.
You said the syndrome feels Stockholm.
Yeah, the syndrome feels Stockholm. I'm like, yeah, it's like Stockholm syndrome. So, do you want to keep me on lock though? Yeah. So, I sang that part because it was also I haven't always been the most confident singer. I'm still not, but I've been taking lessons. It's been great.
Look at you. Like, you're like very much on self-growth.
Dude, I just want to be the fucking best I can be. Like, this tour has more sold out dates than we've ever had, and it's still a month away.
Mazel tov.
Thank you. I want to be the fucking best that I can for that. You know, it's like, I don't know if that'll happen again.
Damn. Do you really feel that?
All the time.
Hmm.
Like, and it's not a good thing.
No,
but
like,
does
it's
make
kind
me,
of also keeps you at your best.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, if I have one more chance to make an album, it's going to be the fucking best one we've ever done. If I have one more chance to do a big-ass headline tour with a dope stage design, like, we have a set now. Like, if we have a chance to do that, like, if this is, like, anything could stop at any time. I was like, if this is like, you treat it like it's the last and it'll always be the best. As long as you're improving. You know?
This the best album you've ever made?
Fucking, of course.
Why do you say that so confidently?
Dude. Oh, man. So, greatest hits. All right, so, okay, rewind. Double Dare was awesome. I made it in my room at my parents' house. It was sick. Like, it did more than, like, there's always part of me is just like, I'm doing music. That's just what it is. But when I see, like, Stupid for You at, like, 65 million streams, and I was just, like, fucking around in my room.
It's crazy.
Like, and then, you know, Entertainment, you know, we went through, I was like, I think these songs, like, the production's better. It's a little moodier, a little more electronic. I tried writing outside my bedroom for the first time. I went and got, like, an Airbnb over on Tahunga, and it was haunted, by the way.
Sick.
Fucked up. No, I cleansed it. I really did. I'm not even kidding.
You like, what do you like, sage it?
I got sage. I went and got some holy water from a Catholic church in a coffee bean cup.
Of course.
I did. And but I stopped I stopped hearing voices,
Oh,
which is good.
you stopped?
I woke up like, the thing is, I kept feeling like there was, you know, people around me, and there just weren't. Or sometimes, like, you know, who I was seeing at the time would, like, you know, come through and, like, hang out for a little bit, and, like, I'd be talking, like, thinking they were there,
Oh,
and there was no one there.
What?
There was just, I'm really susceptible to, like, energies and shit, not to be like, you
Damn.
know, like, about it, but like,
Are these voices in your head, or do you actually feel
no,
like you hear them?
I woke up one night, and it was like, he's waking up. He's like, come with me. Like, come on, let's get up, come with us. And I was just like, I was like, what the fuck? And so, and, like,
you
I'd
ready
already
to
been
go?
feeling, like, the vibes and everything. It was just off. It was bad in there. It was really old. And so the next day, I went and got all that stuff and, like, cleansed it. And you know what I saw that was messed up was above all the windows, there was already, like, sage and, like, crystals and shit.
Oh,
I
so
was like,
people
they knew. And they
People knew.
rented me a haunted Airbnb. It was cheap as hell. But they still rented it to me, knowing full well
There's ghosts
some
in there.
shit.
Wow.
But it stopped after I did all that. Anyway, what were we talking about?
That's gnarly, actually.
Yeah, it was fucked up.
That was the first time you wrote outside of your bedroom, was you rented a haunted
Yes,
house.
but I wrote Rare in that place. And then, and, like, a few others, like, ones that didn't make it that people know because I've leaked them, like Glitter Times Noise. What else did I make in there? Anyway, all that to say, like, next, obviously, Fandom had crazy growth. It was the first time working with Zach Cervini, who just knows how to make shit just punch.
So, do you put him on all these songs or just
Yes.
everyone?
All of them. Yeah, the thing is, like, there are certain ones off this album, like Starfucker, we didn't really do anything, the opening track. That one was, like, because what we do is I'll make the demo, complete it, and I'm like, it's done. It can't be better. And then I I bounce all the stems, and we go through and we just try and beat everything one at a time. And it's like, okay, you know, and sometimes it's, like, more mine, sometimes it's more his, but either way, he can, like, kind of spruce things up. He's just a genius with, like, mixing and everything like that. But
Are you a starfucker?
no,
I didn't think so.
no.
Where does that come from? What are you actually talking about?
Said maybe I'm a soul sucker, but you're just a star fucker. on the second verse. Yeah.
Someone else's starfucker.
Yeah.
Yep.
But wait, where are we going with that?
I mean,
We were talking about albums. Oh, this one's the best. Okay, so yeah, about this album being the best. Fucking duh. And then Greatest Hits accomplished so much more production-wise. It was so crazy. It was our longest album. It had the most like artistic reaches and shit like that at that point. You know what I mean? Like there was so much to it, and stylistically it was the widest, most diverse body of work we'd put out. Now this one, these songs are so fucking good. Like I can't even describe it. I kept it was like shorter, you know what I mean? Because I was like, I can't stand the thought of any of these being underrated to me. You know what I mean? There's a handful on Greatest Hits that are underrated.
I understand that. So you want each song to get its proper shine, so
Exactly,
you keep it
why
shorter.
That's one reason I've been so like single driven on this album, where I'm like, drop Funeral Grace, dude. Let Funeral Grace sit for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Drop Self-Sabotage. Let it sit for like 2-3 months.
Why? So what changes? Is it a want for it to just be out there in the world to see what it can do, or?
It's kind of like, the thing is, I'm just not in a hurry. And once an album is out, that's kind of it. It's like, it's out.
It's over.
And then everybody's like, so what's next?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, this is the shit. And it needs its time.
So how do you, fascinating.
It's true though.
How do you prove that to those around you? When
It's crazy because you can't.
the economics aren't that, right? Like the economics are continuing.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you can't prove it to anybody around you. You just have to like, if you're actually an artist and you've got a vision for the shit and you understand what you're doing to its core, you know when it's the best. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people like they need metrics, they need to see numbers, they need to see fucking. They're like, well, how's it doing on TikTok? Like,
Literally.
yeah, no, that's all I'm told all the fucking time.
Is that disheartening or what?
Yes and no. I think I get it. I can't knock it. You know what I mean? Like, if you start knocking what young people are doing, you just become the angry old guy.
No, you can't do that.
No, and like that doesn't help anybody. That doesn't, especially yourself. So it's kind of like you can't really be mad at the environment. You just have to accept it and work with it. You know what I mean? And like, what's crazy, like I said though, you know, like there's songs on Fandom that had TikTok moments. You know what I mean? Like even Turbulent right now is kind of going back up again. Or like Miss Having Sex Place, I Don't Want to Die Anymore is at like 85 fucking million.
But it's all organic. So that's why like
the thing.
letting things sit and find its audience on its own is priority.
I mean, 100%. And that's why it's like, oh shit, I lost my train of thought. Why would I do that to myself? I had such a good one. Shit, what were we just saying? My ADHD's been nuts.
No, we're talking about TikTok. And to be honest, mine has been bad today too.
Right. Oh, dude, it's been
it's been fucked.
Yeah,
Forgot to take my medication this morning. A little scattered.
I just got some. It's really low grade. I don't think it's doing enough.
No.
I just got like a week ago.
Gotta double dose.
But yeah, no, I think it's silly to try and fight it. It's how people are finding things. I think it's only bad when like dork losers start making shit to try and cater to it. You know what I mean? Like when you hear something, you're like, oh, it's so fucking apparent that you're just doing it for the app and not because you have to like make art.
Do you ever catch yourself leaning into the dork loser-ish stuff and you're like, oh shit?
No.
Okay.
I think the way it works is because I mean like everything comes and goes. It's kind of like imagine if you made music for fucking Vine.
Yeah.
Where would you be right now?
Nowhere.
Right. Imagine if you made music just like it's you know you have to make timeless shit. And so this one to me it's like it's so concise. There's no interludes, there's no like you know like minute and a half long like ambient intro things. There's no it's just like every fucking second of it is just the best. It's insane.
I fucking love it.
It says
I love your confidence. And to be honest, we haven't been able to listen to the whole album. We're only listening to what's out there.
Yeah.
What are you going to send to us now?
Well, yeah. Hang on. What's your email? I've got so Miles can he sends like these like protected links or whatever with like watermarks and shit. It's a whole deal. But
Watermarks, Waterparks.
hey, what's your wait? Can you mute what your email is and just like cover your mouth?
I'm reading this as 11 songs, only 31 minutes. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
That's like short for 11 minutes, right?
So
11 songs.
Yeah. 31 songs, 11 minutes.
album is coming your way right now. Boom. So
By the way, you can listen to the album. Link in the description below.
I used to have the air horn on my phone, but I don't anymore. They
That
stopped
was-
making the app. I hate when they don't update apps.
That probably means they were like hacking you or something.
Really?
Yeah, like stealing your information, like just getting morons with the dumbest shit.
They got me. You know what else? Another app that I'm like hoping they bring back is the I Am T-Pain app.
What?
The T-Pain app where there would be an instrumental and you could just sing over it with auto-tune.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
I bought it.
Of course you did.
Yeah, it was great. See, are you getting scammed or is it just me?
Probably both of you.
This app is called Hamhorn, in case you want to download it.
I do. But
Oh man.
the last song on the album, I want to talk about it.
A night.
Night Out on Earth.
Yes.
So wait, I have this app. It gave me it's the cloud with the down pointing arrow. Where the fuck is it? I couldn't even find it. Amazing.
We're back.
All that work for that payoff.
I mean, I think it paid off.
It was worth it.
So, what's cool about this album to me though is, okay, at a show when you start like certain songs, people lose their fucking minds because they have like intro energy, or like if you're finishing a song with a certain set, or finishing a set with a certain song. Nice way to go, me. It has that energy, you can really tell. And what's cool about this album to me is that it feels like the first two songs are both intro tracks and the last two songs are both outro tracks. You know what I mean? Like,
I get that.
so when I hear the end of, when does this come out? This interview?
Whenever you want.
Oh, great. So when I hear the end of Closer, I'm like, that could be the end of the album. When that ends, I'm like, because I'm like a big nerd about track order. You know what? I'm kind of like a purist in that way about albums.
So you want us to listen to the whole thing in order?
Please. And also, if you're watching this, turn off that shit on like every streaming thing where it like fades tracks into each other and gets rid of the last couple seconds. Don't do that. Oh my God, you will fuck your experience. Don't do it. We made perfect transitions just for you. And also, they have some kind of like volume balance thing where they make everything like, they like compress the shit out of it. Turn that off too. I'll post instructions on how to do it. You don't need that. But no, I heard Funeral Grey like with the compressed thing, and I was like, this is so light. It's not hitting.
Oh,
And
shit.
then I told people to turn it off, and they're like, whoa. Yeah. Like, oh, when people try and mix your shit for you.
Yeah, not good. And by the way, a lot of people say that about Spotify and stuff, that the quality's really bad. Even the audio files are like the quality shit.
I'm not going to shit on Spotify because they have been so nice to us this cycle, so thank you, Spotify. But yeah, no, like, I mean, obviously listening on like vinyl or whatever is just
The only appropriate way.
but no, like the album could end with Closer. And then to me, like A Night Out on Earth feels like this like massive encore track.
Oh.
It's really it's a crazy thing because so Zach, I know you guys are like familiar with our stuff like for the most part. Do you remember when we put out I made these like remixes of the first two albums. It was Double Dare 2019, Entertainment 2019. And I re-recorded all the shit and like kind of merged it all together with like transitions and stuff. It's totally okay if you don't, but we played them live and they're on like the live album too.
I listened to the live album.
Yeah. So they're on there. It's like Double Dare 2019, Entertainment 20. They're
So
like,
you made it to be a cohesive piece?
yes. And we like rewrote certain things, made transitions, did all this stuff. It's super seamless. It's really like not to fucking, but it's like, it's well written. You know what I mean? Like, cause I've always hated when, you know, like Otto and I would like clown on it when bands would just like have these like sloppy transitions where it would just like stop and there's like a fucking drum beat and now it's like a new part. We're like, no. But like they have like very well written transitions and it's very fluid. And I was thinking like after we did those, I was like, I really want to have a song that's like that. like where, but it's all like it's an original. You know what I mean? Where it sounds like a lot of different songs.
It's one.
But it's one and it has like amazing transitions and it like feels purposeful and not just like somebody fucking hit cut next. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, and you know, Greatest Hits was kind of that in an album where I wanted it to be conceptually. That's why it was like multicolor. I wanted it to be like multiple eras that people never got. You know what I mean? It's like a bunch of like imaginary eras that never happened. All put. That's why like the font's different. There's so many colors instead of just the one. But this song is kind of like, it's almost like all of those. It's like a greatest hits sort of thing, or like a collection of, you know, a bunch of songs that people never got put into one. It's like a 5-minute thing, and it's so fucking insane. Like that's the biggest accomplishment of any Waterparks song ever.
A Night Out on Earth.
Yeah.
Damn. Listen to it. Link in the description below. When you listen to the album, listen in order.
Please.
Damn.
Please.
So how much does like your like is that all influenced by the knowledge you acquire from performing live?
I think it helped. And also like actually sitting down in the studio with Zach and like working those out. Like, because, you know, I made those 2019 remix things with him.
Yeah.
And like seeing how it could be like reimagined and like, you know, reworked, and like the way we could like merge things that had nothing to do with each other was so cool to me. And I was just like, man, if we actually had a song like this, that would be so next level. You know, it's like, it's something that,
So if you,
it's something that I feel like a lot of other like bands can't do.
do you set with you start with that goal, but then where does the story come from?
Oh, it just happens, dude. Like I have so many lyrics and so many, and I knew with like this very long song, I wanted it to be just like, kind of just like this massive confessional thing that touches on like every song in the album, just kind of goes down the list and even expands. You know what I mean? Like, because it's definitely the most like every song is real. Every song is, you know, personal. Otherwise it wouldn't happen. You know what I mean? I'm not like, we're at the club gonna have a, like, I've never fucking been to rocks in my life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not gonna happen. But
You really haven't. You're so different. You're a really unique rock star.
thanks, man. But I'm just saying, like, it's so, this song is the most like, I guess, confessional, like real. I hate when people are like, what's the like most real song? I'm like, they're all fucking real. It's just sometimes I'm in a good mood. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I write like a happier sounding thing, it's not like less authentic. You know, I think people mix up like moody and real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, you're allowed to have different shades of emotion.
Exactly. It's like, you know, if I'm in a really good mood, that's still just as real or valid. It's just not like, you know what I mean? I'm
100%.
not just, you know, being mopey.
No, but when you're sad, you're sad. When you're happy, you're happy.
Yeah.
They can both come from really authentic
but a lot
places.
of times when people hear more negative things, they're like, this is deep. This is that deep
Totally.
shit. You know?
Yeah, I get that. And they go, yeah.
Or something's like more brooding.
How do you know a song like A Night Out on Earth is finished? If it's something that is so long and so valuable and so different, yet, I don't know, a larger extension of what you've done already.
That one took a while. You know, normally songs, I've got like a pretty clear idea when they're starting, and I'm like, this song's going to be like this. And I can kind of hear it. That one was so fun because I was like, now what? You know?
Because you kept going.
Yeah, I just kept going. And, you know, it was, there were certain like I had so many verses for it. Some didn't even make it, but I just kind of like prioritized. You know what I mean?
But how do you know it was finished? Like complete, done, ready to go?
When you hear sorry, I kind of forgot there was a mic. When you hear the end of it, you'll know. You'll be like, oh, that's why it's over. You know what I mean? Like, I hate spoilers, but I also hate being vague. It's just when you hear the end of it, you're like, not to be a fucking nerd about it. No, fuck it, I'll be a nerd about it.
You should.
Yeah, I should be a nerd about it. Like, when I hear the end of Closer, I'm just like Like I get that like hot feeling. Not even kidding. When I hear the end of A Night Out on Earth, same fucking thing. I just sit in my car and I'm like, just like fuck. I even like left some time at the end just so it wouldn't like start over for people and like fuck
Really?
the build that
Damn.
causes.
You really thought of everything.
I did. Oh, I listened to it as the biggest fan.
How do you mix it? Like what like are you listening in certain headphones? Do you listen only in your car?
I have these speakers that I've had since I was like 13 or 14.
What?
The same ones.
And that's what you use?
Yeah. Well, because the thing is, I'm like, if these can fucking bump and sound amazing in here,
Anything could sound great.
it'll sound great anywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, we listen. Wait, we make it in the
That's
studio and we're like,
sick.
oh shit! It's so loud, and like your fucking bones are shaking, and you're like, I'm gonna throw up. And then you go home and you listen on that, and you're like, I've got a few tweaks. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah. So I obviously the car test, those speakers, Apple like AirPods. Yeah.
That's so fascinating that you listen on like tiny shitty speakers from when you were a kid.
Oh yeah, dude, I've made every demo on them, all of them.
That's so cool.
And I've made every demo on the same Fender that I've had since I was 15 or 16.
Wow. There's things like that just should never change.
No, it's like, I don't know. I feel like if you have too much, like too many toys,
Oh, it's
you're going to distract yourself. Especially me. I get,
Oh yeah.
this is the most I've sat down for an interview in a while. I think if you watch any of the others, you'll see me like walking around my apartment like, yeah, and, it's good that we have to be here and the mic is right here. Otherwise, I'd be like, and like fucking with shit.
How has making clothes influence your music?
I think it makes me better at it because,
Really?
yeah, because,
Oh, clothing.
yeah,
Because he
clothing.
doesn't just fucking do merch, dude. He has like a real fashion line.
Brought you a present. You know,
Have you seen any of the pieces?
I saw the jacket. Is that what you got now?
yeah, of course it is. On the last one that we did, I brought you the first piece of season 1.
Yeah, you did.
Remember that?
And now you're at season 3.
First piece of season 3, dude. Hang on. I want you to take this out.
This is
piece took so long. And actually, I had them. Technology's crazy. I had them Uber it to my place. That's why I was actually like a little bit. I rolled up at 102.
this is
That's a crazy jacket.
Wait, holy shit.
Right?
Wait, dude, what?
That's a full-on like
Yeah.
winter jacket.
Wait, this is extraordinary.
Yo, we got tags this season.
Oh, wow.
You have an entire jacket. And you're like, yo, check out our tags.
Yeah. It's the details. It's the details.
Wait, and by the way, there's texture to the tags? Really, he thinks of everything, and
Dude, there's so much to it.
wait, this is a quality jacket,
Yeah.
brother. What?
That's what I'm saying. It's levels up.
Wait, this is so exciting because I needed one of these.
Yeah? Thank
Yeah.
God.
So this isn't just like a puffer that you like kind of design the colors. You help design the entire jacket from scratch.
Yeah. Dude, you know what's actually.
Wait, this is insane.
He's like-
Should I
Actually,
go back to the mic so they can hear it? But dude, what's crazy about this season is we made our own, like, you know, a lot of times, like, you know, if you make merch, there's like blanks. You know what I mean? Like you can order from like Gildan or whatever.
yeah, it's
there's
kind of
different fits.
Yeah.
With all the shirts for season 3, we made our own fucking blank. Like
Wow.
I got like nobody else. Like if you like the fit of the shirts, nobody else fucking has it.
that's crazy.
Yeah, because I love like thick necks. I want to be like choked
Yes.
a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like if a neck is like loose or has gotten like worn over the years, I'm like I can't wear this shit anymore.
This is a great jacket.
Thank you, well, dude.
Oh my god, thank you so much.
Of course, absolutely.
This
Yeah.
is a cute. You should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you. But it does help though to go back to the. Sorry, I got derailed. I was just like,
No,
look
the
at this shit.
question.
But like,
Hold it up to the camera. Show everybody your present.
show
Oh,
everyone.
Oh my God, there's an
No!
entire Celsius spilling on the ground.
No.
Okay.
What spilled?
A Celsius.
Sponsored by Celsius.
I wish. This is my jacket.
That's sick.
Hell yeah, dude. I've got like 3 different ones hanging up in my room from like the sample process. You know what I mean?
So wait,
Sick.
did you? So I saw kind of what you posted online. Did you just kind of spray paint designs and then pick which parts you liked the best?
We used the whole thing. So
Oh.
it was actually in the studio and I just needed a minute. You know what I mean? So I went and I got like a board and some spray paint. You know, it was one of those boards you'd use for like a class project that like folds out.
Yeah.
You know, I did the work on it. I actually originally wanted to put the season 1 tags like all over it, but I was like, this is so much cleaner.
Yeah.
The
No,
inside
this
was
is very
originally going to be
cool.
white, but you know, we were thinking about it and I was like, you know, if it's white, it's gonna look if it gets worn a lot, it'll get dirtier quicker. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like this will just feel so much nicer for so long. You know, we've thought about making like, I don't know, like phone cases or some shit. You know, because like I want to like be in people's fucking lives with it. You know what I mean? But phone cases get fucked up and they get dingy, and I don't ever want anything to get that way with high def, because it's like it's all about quality and like limit. You know?
No, but and by the way, like this is a quality jacket.
Thank you.
Like it's crazy.
Thank you, dude. It feels so fucking cool.
This is nuts.
Also, shout out to your handsome model, Max.
Dude, shout out Max.
Oh, we know
Shout
him.
out Blue. Shout out Zeph. Like
Max
dude,
is like a real model, you know.
he is so fucking handsome.
Well, you know, when I
It's
first got to
crazy.
know Max, maybe he'll be upset that I'm bringing this up. But when I first got to know Max,
Be careful.
we were at Nickelodeon, and everybody knew Max
Mm-hmm.
as the guy who did like I think it was a Chanel. He did some
What?
huge campaign with Madonna.
Dude, he's such a pretty.
Google,
he's so sweet.
Google Max
I'm
Madonna.
gonna do it too.
Max Dolce & Gabbana.
Since I don't get to sit on the same
Oh.
table as you guys.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, look how good he looks.
Whoa. Yeah. Go to Max Schneider Madonna and just go to images and you'll see exactly what we're talking about.
I had no idea like what his deal was outside of him being a Broadway kid back then, and then everyone was like, he did
Dude,
a campaign with Madonna.
You know, he's the one who introduced me to my vocal coach.
Who's your vocal coach?
Her name is Carol Tingle.
Look at you.
She's great. But yeah, it's from like she's Max's person as well.
Springing on the best. We
Dude,
go to therapy 4 times a week. We go to our
he
vocal
really
coach.
is. Look at this shit.
How gorgeous is he?
He is so pretty.
Stunning.
Pisses me off.
Stunning.
He can't be sweet and look like this and sing like that and dance like that.
Yeah, he's
I went to his
multi-talented.
show at the Wiltern.
Oh, it's crazy.
Dude. Not even fair.
No, it isn't.
He's always been pretty and he's still nice.
I know. Usually beautiful people are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
I deal with that all the time.
Wait, who's the worst person you've had on the show? Say it.
I mean, I got answers, but
Say it.
Who?
What?
Yeah,
Who-
bleep it.
yeah,
Fuck it.
who
Cover
are
your
you
mouth too. They lip read.
Who are you
I-
about to say?
We'll just put it on you when I say it.
Okay.
Make sure this is bleeped what I'm about to say. Everybody? I can't stand it.
Really?
Oh.
Whoa. Interesting.
So you toured with My Chemical Romance.
That's true.
And I think it's only because of this show. Do you remember what happened on this show?
Yes. I was like, fuck it, manifesting it.
Yeah.
Tour with Mike Kim. And then
I mean, how random. Like that, because that wasn't set up at the time at all,
no,
right?
it wasn't. It wasn't. All right, fine. Fuck it. Here we go. Tour with Fall Out Boy. Tour with 21 Pilots.
Knock on that wood.
Like Josh, Tyler,
Pete Wentz, Patrick Stump.
Pete Wentz, Patrick Stump, Andy Hurley, Joe Troman.
Pete Wentz is going to be here in 2 days.
Yeah.
Really?
You want to come back?
Of course.
you
Yeah, I'll be at the table too. Like, I've got questions.
just actually go and grab him from the lobby. You bring him in.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, right this way. He's like, you fucking work here? I'm like, yeah, bud.
Yeah, bud.
Like, yeah, things aren't going well. Can we tour together?
Please. I
But,
cannot
anyway.
get over how intricate these designs are, by the way. It's
No, but
fucking
it
insane.
does help because, you know, I've got like just the craziest fucking ADHD, and like when you start to feel overwhelmed with that, you can spiral so fucking fast. It's something like frantic spiral something. I read some stuff on it and I was like, whoa, my therapist talked about it. Having other outlets is so good because I'm gonna be kind of like, and if I start to feel like kind of freaked out or overwhelmed with music, I can go make something like this. And it's so fulfilling, and it's also faster, and like there's no label involved. There's no like anything. Like, I don't have to like wait on anything. I can just like make it, we make the tech pack, and then we like start sampling it, and like it gets there. And I mean, sometimes it takes longer than other times, but like we had that like,
I mean,
maybe 3 weeks, a month later.
are you surprised at the reception it's been getting?
I mean, I'm very lucky. It's crazy because it's like, on one hand, it's such fucking just good quality and it's so cool. But on the other hand, as an artist, you can't expect people to care about necessarily care about your other pursuits, your other like artistic projects and stuff like that. And the fact that like we've sold out 2 full seasons.
Crazy.
Dude, last season was like 30 items. Everything is gone. Like,
Wow.
The fact that we can do that, I'm honestly like, I'm not even being like fake humble or anything. Like, I'm very fucking thankful for that.
No, dude, that's hugely
crazy.
successful. It's amazing.
Well, and like, what's really, and I would not saying any names or anything, but from what I've heard, gathered, been told, like the amount that we move, I like to do one thing at a time. It's just way more fun for me that way, and like lasts longer. It's a whole thing, but we do better than some brands that people would definitely see as like more established. You know what I mean? Like,
Totally.
and like as far as like even like it's still limited to 300 like pieces of everything, but that still is more than like some really established people. Not more than they produce, but more than they sell.
100%.
And so it's like, holy shit. When that kind of puts it in perspective, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it
you're
just makes you
building
feel more lucky.
Like you're doing something real.
Yeah.
Really.
It's not just like a thing where, somebody makes like a fucking, I don't know, fragrance and they're like, yes, go.
No, this is yours.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I get it. I understand it. Like, it's been built. I've got like multiple clothing racks in my room of just high def and like samples and stuff.
You really did manifest the My Chem tour on our couch.
Yeah. And the 21 Pilots one and the Fall Out Boy one. And what else do I want? Hold on, I got a list.
Yeah. Do you really?
Of course I do. Are you kidding me? I have a list for everything.
What is this called? Your manifestation list or?
It's just a bucket list.
Okay, let's go through it.
Oh boy. Okay. It's scary. I've got, what I realized was I accidentally had 2 bucket lists and I was marking off on some and not others.
2.
I still want a gold record. I still want a platinum record. We're not there yet. We're getting close though.
On our way.
It's having sex, but at least I don't want to die anymore. It's close to gold.
I would assume
I told
so.
him what I want the plaque to look like. I want like resin, like orange juice splatter.
That's
off
sick.
it and shit. You know what I mean? And the
Like
green,
your
the green on the gold is going to be like.
Like you're designing the plaque before you hit the milestone.
Of course I am.
Everyone go stream that song right now.
Please, just do it.
For the plaque.
Do it for the plaque. I wanna go on Hot Ones.
Okay.
Okay.
I've gotten worse at Spice though.
Why? What's changed? Age?
I've been having it less because like I can't have it when we're out, and so we just did, like I said, we did 4 tours back to back, and then had to go like work on some other shit that I needed. My reflux is like crazy.
Oh, that's why you
Yeah.
don't do it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta sing some songs.
I have to sing. I have to sound good.
You can't like do a baby barf while singing.
I want a music video like made with Blumhouse.
Oh,
Like
that's
a horror
sick.
video.
Yeah.
Jason Blum followed me
Whoa.
on Twitter, and I was like, manifest.
Do you DM him or do you just let it go?
I don't like to be pushy,
Got it.
so I'm kind of like waiting.
And he
For the-
followed you, so.
Yeah, so we're good. Let's see. I really want to score a movie.
Oh, that's sick. Makes sense.
You'd be good at that.
I want to do that really bad. I've been practicing.
On what?
Just like
How do you practice?
I mean, I just like have to like watch things on mute or like imagine things.
That's cool.
That's sick.
I'm trying really hard, you know what I mean? Like the thing is, I hate talking about stuff before it's like, or but like if it's like not goals, but like things like that. Like I want to get really good at scoring and then start trying to do it. You know what I mean?
I didn't know if that was something that you could like figure out before you're just throwing in the mix and doing it.
I mean, I try and do pre-production. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I mean,
I had to learn about clothes before I could do it.
if you just take
Makes
like
sense.
Scream and take the music out and then re-put your own music in, that's like a perfect way to practice.
Exactly. And you know what's weird is they don't really have it on, like, if there's a film score student watching this, I feel like they have to have templates, like in college for it. You know what I mean? That they can like practice on. They don't have those online. I've looked. But if anybody has those,
Hit him up. Shoot him a DM.
because I would love to practice. Sell out a whole tour.
Yeah.
Very close.
What's going on with like Milwaukee and New Orleans?
Okay, well, first off, New Orleans. Whenever I said like, because I made like I was making like flyers for like the California shows, the Texas shows, and I was like, the shows that fucking nobody is going to, and it was like Milwaukee, New Orleans, Vancouver, the fucking Onion shows, and I immediately got like 5 messages from like people in other bands being like, "Why are you doing New Orleans? That's like notoriously terrible."
Really?
Yeah.
There's some cities
one
that
goes
really
there.
aren't good.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter who you are, like you just can't tell them. And New Orleans is historically one of them.
Thing is, I've wanted to go there and like chill for so long because of the spicy food, which I can't have, and the psychics that I probably won't have time to go see. But like,
freak.
I mean,
I think you wrote on Instagram you've only sold like 16 tickets.
In New Orleans?
yeah,
Oh shit.
I'm fucking lying. But
Oh.
but every time I say that, like more go. So I'm like, okay.
He's only selling 16. There's a link
Yeah.
in
So
the description
hopefully
below.
by the time this comes out, they'll actually have moved on. But no, it's pretty good. That one's like, it was really bad.
Do tours stress you out sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is like a weird...
I'm a homebody, dude. I've got like the same few coffee spots I like to hit. I like the same like 10 restaurants I really enjoy. I'm so much more creatively fulfilled when I'm at home because I can just sit down and make all kinds of weird shit. I can make clothes. I can make music. It doesn't even have to be for water parks. I can just make music, or I can like write things, you know. And like when you're out, there's so much to do, and you don't have personal space anymore.
Will you still trying to make music while you're on the road?
What usually happens is I'll write a bunch of lyrics, and maybe if I have a melody, I'm kind of like, you know, in my voice memos. But you know, I've brought my recording stuff a few times, and I really have to be able to zone out and just kind of flow, and you just don't have that.
You can't. There's no like
No,
all these
there's
people
fucking, like,
around.
Dude, the bus is, I mean, yeah, you know, there's like the front lounge, which is probably from like that wall to like where the camera is. Then there's the thin, you know, thing where all the bunks are. And then there's like a back lounge that's like maybe from like the table, where this table is right here, to like the wall.
Who gets that?
Well, no, it's communal. You know what I mean? I'm not a diva bitch yet. Like, I
God,
want to.
I would be.
I mean, it'd be fun, but like, you know, I still. It's
You sleep in one of the coffins?
yeah.
I respect
crazy.
that.
Thank you. Honestly, I kind of enjoy it. Well, hear me out. There's pros and cons. Pro, it's so dark that I sleep until like noon or 1, and my voice is better. That's one thing I learned in vocal. I was yawning one lesson, and she was like, "How much sleep did you get?" I was like, 6 hours. She's like, "We're not doing this unless you get 8. It's bad for your voice, and you're not going to be as good." I'm like, "Oh, how much sleep should I get?" She's like, "As much as you can." So when we're in like Europe, I'm getting like 12 hours. It's crazy because I also don't want to be awake. But like, it's real. Like, dude, we went to Italy, and I needed caffeine so bad. It was like 2018. I stepped out. I walked around for like an hour and a half or something looking for coffee. Nothing opens until 5 p.m. I found
That's
like
true.
Dixie cups of like espresso at like a flea market. I was like, give me like 3. You know what I mean? Thank you. Oh God! You know, like it was horrible. But like,
No, the real world doesn't operate until like after 2.
yeah, it's crazy.
Only in America and like China and Korea do we push people to the brink.
Yeah, where we're like, wake up at 7 or you're a bitch. You're
Literally.
so lazy. Yeah, like
If you're not putting 12 hours on a minimum at work,
I
are you
felt-
doing anything?
that propaganda got to me. I fell for big work. And now
By the way, if you want to see water parks on tour, there's going to be a link in the description below, so you can buy tickets to whatever cities still have them available.
there's so many links in there. I love it.
And the thing is, he always says link. I don't put the links in.
What the fuck?
I don't ever. I put like one link, and I'll put like the link to your new album. That's all I'm doing.
Thank you.
No, put the link to his tour.
I'll put waterparks.com. Go there.
No,
That's-
band. Waterparks band.
Waterparks.
Different thing.
Waterparksband.com. That's the link we're going with, and everything will be there.
/tour for tickets if you don't want to scroll down because you're lazy. And that's fine. You've been conditioned.
What did you learn on that My Chem tour playing arenas?
I learned that because, you know, we hadn't opened for anybody since, fuck, man, as far as like a full thing goes, we hadn't opened for anybody since like mid 2017, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It had been like so long, like 5 years. So it was kind of like you switch modes because when you're headlining, you walk out there and everyone's just like, woo! And like you can just start the song and they'll sing it. It's kind of like you had to kind of relearn how to win people back. It was
Totally.
kind of like it wasn't like a headline thing is kind of like a victory. It's like a victory lap. You're like, I did it. We built it. here it is. When you're there, you're like, hi.
Yeah,
Hi. It's a baby. Hi. But like, no, you need to show the fuck up. Otherwise, you know what I mean? Like
then you see no return if you don't show the fuck up.
Yeah. Dude, like some people legit they had like bad crowd reception. You know, or like we opened in like 2016, we did our first like tour. We opened, you know, a few other things. By the way, after I'm not going to say who it was, but we did our first, you know, tour. Then we did 4 dates with another band. I'm only not saying it because of this next part. But we did New Orleans. It was the only other time we've done a proper show there. 9 fucking people.
Really?
That's why I was like, we can't play there.
9.
And then booking was like, I think you should try. I was like, I think you're so fucking wrong for this. I was like, you're gonna fuck up our sold out plaque. Okay, fine. Just throw it in. We'll work it. But
that's terrifying.
But we had such fucking good crowd reception, and it was like so much more than I thought. Or there were certain things that I'm just not used to singing anymore, just because I let the crowd do it every time.
That's interesting.
And yeah, well, it's weird. Like, you know, you don't. When I hear our songs, I don't really hear the studio versions.
Live version.
Yeah, because it's like what we do for fucking ever. Like that's the version that's in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's even people online that are like, I still hear him being like, jump, you know, on this part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people that like, I guess go to more shows than listen to it, but or like maybe they watch a lot of live videos instead. But there's so many cool things about it. Like the first song, you're nervous. The rest of it is so fun. You know?
It is interesting that you have to win people over because they're not there for you necessarily.
Oh, what I was gonna say was, sorry, I totally lost my train of thought. I'm good at that. We opened for Good Charlotte. We started touring January 2016, and then April 2016 we opened like 5 shows for them in the Northeast. Northeast people, the shows are the best. They are also so mean.
Yeah.
You walk around, someone's gonna fucking shoulder check you,
Oh, totally.
say some crazy like off-color shit, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, people go hard up there. They're really mean. It's super cold. It was work. That was hard opening for them. Like, we got like heckled. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't like, dude, I'd barely been out of the state in my life of Texas. And so like being up there just kind of like, oh my God, what the fuck? And you don't know how to handle it as well. But with this Mike Him one, obviously we're more seasoned now, and everyone was good. 0 heckles, 0 drinks.
Huge.
Yeah, it was great.
Success.
Like, dude, the one of the coolest parts was for songs like Turbulent, you could still hear crowd for it.
Oh, wow.
And I still wouldn't do like a ton of like you, because it's like be fucking lame to everybody else. But I could hear it, and I was just like, oh my God. Or like watching videos after, you could hear like groups like spread out throughout the thing, and I was like, this is the coolest shit. It helps with the visualizing too.
That's special.
You know?
Damn. Don't you want to see this on tour, people?
I do.
I'm gonna take my butt out.
Will you?
No.
Oh.
And I get fined for that. It's all ages except for
Oh,
Vancouver. Vancouver's 19 and up, but I think everybody should get fake IDs and sneak in. Sponsored by Zach Sang.
Damn. Yeah, you don't do nudity. It's not in your repertoire.
Not yet.
I mean, you gotta leave the crowd.
If
wanting
sales
something.
really dip, I'm gonna take my dick out. Or maybe just balls. Just balls.
Or a ball.
I would do a ball.
Okay.
If everything went to shit, I'd be like, last resort, big red button, ball.
Is there a fanfic written about you and Otto somewhere on the
Yes.
internet?
Wait, do you not? Okay. You
I
don't
mean,
have
the
to
two
know-
of you
don't
are
have to know about
you are
everything.
hooking up, right?
But do you know about
Just skips
the
it.
podcast or no?
There's a podcast.
Okay, so check this out. We haven't made a season in a second. We just do like, you know, random little side episode things because it's fun.
Of
But
you and Otto.
no. Me and my friend Travis.
Okay.
So he's like an author. He's like, you go pick up his books and stuff. His vocabulary is off the fucking charts, and he talks like this. It's really funny. But we have this podcast called Awsten and Travis's Slumber Party, where we read Waterparks fan fiction.
Oh, genius.
And we like critique the writing and like the story, and we're like, I don't know if that would happen because da 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 da. But we also have on we'd have on guests, like people like other artists who also have fan fiction
Oh, that's fun.
and read some of their shit too.
Oh.
The only one that was like super fucking awkward was when we had Joel on, because he was like nice enough to say yes, Joel Madden, and there was a fan fiction about him and Benji,
Oh,
like in a shower.
Ew.
And he's like a dad to me, so I'm just like, Like my face is fucking bright red, and he's like, "Go on, Austin, read it," and I'm like, "Ah!" And like Travis is just reading it, no fucking problem. But anyway, no, yeah, I know. I'm all that to say, I'm not. It's not even a plug. I'm just very familiar with Waterparks fan fiction.
Yeah, so like most of
read
it,
a
I'm
lot.
guessing is you and Otto, right?
Me, Otto, me and Jeff, whole crew. Oh, there's a lot of me and me.
Okay.
Like me from like other times,
Which
like
is-
different hair.
Which is believable.
Yeah, like I would kiss blue-haired me.
Yeah.
He
Would
deserved
you?
it. Yeah, he's a good guy. No, there's one that was like every hair color of me. We were either fighting or fucking. I don't remember.
Probably both.
Yeah. Fuck, fight, fuck, fight.
You should give the people what they want, though, which is a relationship between you and Otto.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, if he'll do it. He's toned as shit.
You think so? Yeah, is he?
I don't
He's
have to
jacked?
think. I know it. Yeah, like it's crazy because he eats like shit.
Yeah.
But
He's one of those?
He's one of those people that just has abs for no fucking reason.
Saw that baseball.
We all hate him. No, he had it before.
Oh.
Mm.
He's a little fucker.
You look
Like,
good, though, too.
Huh?
You look good.
thank you. I work on it. You know what I mean? Like I play tennis. I do boxing. Like lifted 2 days ago with John.
Damn.
Like my chest hurts like a bitch right now. Also, I slept on my arm weird, so like my forearm that was sore like hurts. So, oh.
What's it
Anyway,
like?
all that to say, I'm trying to be at like my best for this tour. You know what I mean? Like physicality here.
15.
No one can touch it
Except for Otto.
except for. Well, here's the thing. I think some of it is show muscle because sometimes when I'm like real bored, I'd be like, "Your bunk is my bunk now," and like pull him out, and we'd like wrestle.
Oh, hot.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
yank him out, and he's like, "No," and I'm trying to get all the shit out of it. I usually win, but then I get bored and I'm like, "Okay, it's yours." But all that to say, I think I could wrestle Otto down, even though he might look beefier than me. Little meat boy.
Use that as inspiration for your next fanfic.
Otto, if you're watching this, I'm gonna beat your ass into the dirt
Wow.
in a good way, in a sweet way.
It's really romantic.
It was hot.
Like, I'm actually starting to sweat, so
You're like, oh
I
my.
gotta go. Everybody, you should listen to IP here, intellectual property. There's no, where does this intellectual property appear on the album outside of the whole album being intellectual property?
You want to know about the title meaning?
Yeah.
Okay. So, to me,
All right.
Okay. Intellectual property is like the mental real estate or like the space you're willing to give something. You know what I mean? It's like
Okay.
the plot of like land or whatever in your head that like can like consume you or whatever. It's like the and so I liked the idea of creating a space like the property to kind of dive in on all the I mean, a lot of it's like the religious stuff, for example, or a lot of the like the issues or the guilt that comes with that. And I feel like by naming it and like giving it, it's like kind of like a physical manifestation, like a place, like you can kind of like put everything there, and that's like the spot like that it can be dissected and like worked past, and then eventually left behind. You know?
That's, wow. But is it left behind where?
I mean, just mentally, you know what I mean? If you can like be able to like move past it, you know?
Does
'cause
this
it's
help
like,
you move past it?
Huh?
Does making this help you move past it?
I mean, I think it's a start. Like I said, actually, you know what? I used a really good example in an interview the other day, and I was like, I'm going to do it here, so I'm really sorry. But a good example is kind of like, I watch a lot of horror movies, but I watched Autopsy of Jane Doe last night. Fucking so scary. But it's kind of like in those movies where, you know, they can like, the first step is like acknowledging what it is and like finding it. It's like naming, like if you can get like the demon's name, you're like closer to like casting it out.
Yeah.
So it's like identifying it isn't always like it's not the solution.
That's a start.
But it's a start.
Totally.
And that's kind of what that is.
Listen to the start. Listen to intellectual property. There will be a link in the description below so you can stream all of
Hear that?
Austin.
There's going to be a link over
It's
there.
debatable.
There'll be a link.
I'll put it. Don't worry about it. Just give me the password. I'm going to edit people's interviews.
No, seriously, there's going to be a link, and you can listen to all of Austin's music on Amazon Music.
On Amazon Music, baby.
Yes.
Can run it.
Can we end on the most basic of questions?
Mhm.
What's the frog?
The frog is because I I learned that. So frogs have always been like my favorite. You know, I had a frog when I was younger. My parents accidentally cooked it.
How
What? How do you
Like
accidentally?
you leave the lamp on so it has some heat.
Oh, I think they put it in like a pan and fried it up.
Well, they technically did fry it up, but like then they buried it in a flower bed. You know what I mean? Like next to the house. Except then they decided they needed more room to park, so they put concrete over it too. Rest in peace. But anyway,
it started
frogs have
bad,
been like
got nice, got
my
bad.
like favorite animal, and I learned that frogs, like in like a biblical context,
They're a big deal.
represent like impurity and like dirtiness and like even like representative of like plague and stuff like that. It's like it's like a very foul or like looked down on thing, but like to me it's like my fucking favorite. Like people love frogs, you know what I mean?
Use a
Like,
frog.
and so I liked the metaphor that something that like through different lenses something can be like so cool and like pretty. Like they're so like especially like poison dart frogs and shit. That's like what that it's like they're so beautiful. And then through this and like you know it's a very fucking they exist. It's a normal thing. And like through this other lens, they're so like dirty. You know what I mean? And it's like kind of like it's easy to identify with that when it comes to religion.
Are you the frog?
I mean, that's how I kind of feel.
Are we all the frog?
The thing, and also with the color blue, it's like that always like it sounds weird to say, but it's like that's the color that my like presence or being has always been represented by within our like albums and stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'm a natural blue. Back on like you know old EP or like on Double Dare, like the blue was like for me. You know what I mean? It's like. Or like in like there's like lyrical times like or like lyrical references to it as well and like Crave and it goes like you know it dates back, but I felt like making it blue and then surrounding it with the red, like the very like gritty harsh red was like a very very concise way to kind of like tie it in with the lyrical themes. You know what I mean?
Genius is in the details. Listen to this fucking album, Intellectual Property. It's really fucking great. Well, we've heard of it. We will now listen to the full thing because you got that link.
This is true.
Yeah.
We have links on links.
Yeah, we got every link. I'll put the links there. They're all in the description below. Intellectual Property. Daniel?
Oh no, is it over? Oh, it's a shame.
No, it's only been an hour and a half.
That's it? What's the longest one you've done? Someday I want to break the record.
That's a good question.
I mean,
I don't know.
You ever done one that's like 3 hours?
No, I usually try to cut them around this time
Okay.
because I mean I would assume you have some of the long ones.
Really?
Yeah, we like talking to you.
Yeah, I like talking to you guys.
Are you looking?
What's the longest? Can you tell? Does it have
Um,
that filter anymore on YouTube?
I mean, your longest one on our show was an hour and 24 minutes and 40 seconds, and
Beating it.
we're approaching that.
There we go. Oh my God, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and it's a good thing I did. So much.
Wait.
Yeah, I don't know
Throw
our
it
longest
away.
one.
Too much.
What's the longest one?
I don't know how to find that.
Wait, go to your videos. Hold up. Do they not have that anymore? Like
No.
longest?
No, they have latest and most popular.
That's it?
Yeah.
Seriously, listen to this Intellectual Property. All of Waterparks' music going to be in there. Listen to it on Amazon Music. I really appreciate you. Thanks for being here.
Wait, me?
Yeah.
Oh, they're talking to them still.
No, talking to you.
Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for having. I love how like easily this was set up. It was just like, hey, come on the show. I was like, yes, I'll be there. When? Monday. Come on.
No, I
was
just
like,
texted you. You're so simple,
Yeah.
and you're a real rock star, though, dude. So you fucking get it.
I think our longest one was Joshua Bassett. Funny story. I wasn't allowed to be in that one.
Why?
They wouldn't let me be in it.
What?
How long is Joshua Bassett?
An hour and 35 minutes.
Wait.
They said no Dan's allowed.
Are we gonna beat that?
No.
Fuck.
Awsten of Waterparks, everybody. Woo! Listen to Intellectual
Zach
Property.
Sang of Zach Sang, everybody.
Boo! Hey!
Fuck you.
Can't boo him on his home turf. Let's go.